Today, let's take a look at this welding machine. First of all, let's start with how to assemble these accessories after receiving the machine. Let's start by assembling the welding torch base. This is very simple, just connect them with the fixing screws and tighten them. We've included installation tools, which is something we should consider for our customers. If you need to adjust the position of the welding torch during use, simply loosen the screws on the head, find a comfortable position, and then tighten them again. Now unscrew the cap on the welding torch head, then place the welding torch into the base and secure it with the screw. If you need to adjust the direction of the welding torch later, simply loosen this screw. Next, loosen the screws on the side of the machine to install the argon valve bracket. This welding machine does not require oil or gas. It uses arc welding, so even beginners can easily complete the welding. It can also be connected to argon gas for welding. If the weld joint is too dark, argon gas can make the weld joint cleaner and less dark, resulting in a better welding effect. I will demonstrate the welding results with and without argon gas later. Connect one end of the gas tube to the argon valve, and then connect the other end to the back of the machine. This completes the argon connection. After the gas tube is connected, lift the top of the argon valve upwards, then turn the argon valve switch to allow argon gas to flow. Detailed data can be observed through the pressure gauge on the argon valve to check the argon gas pressure value. Immediately afterwards, we connect the power cord to the rear of the machine. Now, back to the front of the device. Connect the firewire alligator clips and firewire tweezers to the ports on the front of the device. Note that the tweezers and alligator clips have separate ports. Be careful to distinguish them when connecting. Next, we need to equip the welding torch with a suitable welding pin connector. Inside the box, we have prepared connectors of different sizes for use. You can select the appropriate connector using the welding pin. Now comes the crucial step. Before starting the welding, one end of the welding needle needs to be sharpened with a grinder to prevent it from sticking to the welding material. After welding, we also need to take some time to check if the welding needle remains sharp. If not, it needs to be ground again. This will prevent the needle from sticking during welding. So, after powering on the grinder, begin grinding the welding needle from the side, sharpening one end into a point. This step is crucial. If the welding needle sticks to the material during welding, it means the needle needs grinding, which is understandable. If the contact surface of the welding needle is flat, the large contact area easily causes it to stick. A sharp welding needle avoids this and results in more precise welding. Therefore, we provide a grinder to make grinding the welding needle much easier. Finally, insert the polished welding needle into the welding pen, adjust the needle length, and tighten it to secure it. Then, replace the cap of the welding pen to protect the newly installed welding needle from damage. Return to the front of the machine, connect the power cord of the welding pen to the welding interface of the welding machine, pay attention to the slow insertion of its interface when connecting, and tighten the connection interface after the connection is completed, so that all the installation is completed. Now let's take a look at the welding effect of this welding machine and the welding effect using argon gas. First of all, let's roughly review the connection of the argon valve. Connect the air intake hole on the back of the machine with a gas pipe, and then connect it to the side air intake hole of the argon valve. Then use another air pipe to connect the argon gas, and then connect the other end of the air pipe to another air intake hole on the side of the argon valve, so that the argon gas connection is completed. If you need to remove the trachea, simply press the blue part of the argon valve to remove the trachea. On the front of the machine are 5 welding options for different materials. Pressing them will automatically set the welding parameters suitable for that material. They are, in order, platinum, alloy, mixed materials, titanium, and orthodontics. Below them, the Select button controls the release time of argon. The function on the left is to customize the detailed parameters when welding, which I like very much. It allows me to change it to better suit the current material parameters. Let's first look at the state of the welding joints welded on this copper sheet without using argon gas. If the effect is not ideal, then we need to adjust the parameters to find a suitable temperature and welding time. This is the welded joint without the use of argon. So let's use argon to see what the effect of using argon will be. When welding, if the position of the welding torch is not very good, we can adjust the screws on the side a little loosely so that we can easily adjust the welding torch position at any time. It seems that the solder joints using argon will become cleaner and fuller, and there is still a difference. I have to admit that this is a very powerful welding machine, and it's not too big, so I can easily take it with me to work anywhere. So can this machine be used to weld more materials or even different materials together? I think it is worth trying. Its function will definitely not be single. It can become an excellent welding machine, whether it is for jewelry welding, tool maintenance, or furniture maintenance. I think it can be competent for this job. Its function has a strong applicability. If you still have questions, then welcome to leave a message in the comment area. We will answer you one by one.